here at my friend's house, and he needed a little assistance replacing some of these dog ear pickets on his gate. It's been about 20 years. Gets a lot of weather here, a lot of north winds during the winter time. Really takes a beating on here. So we're going to take these boards off and replace them. Get things set back up again where it looks pretty good. All right, so the adjust-a-gate, again, we put this on about 20 years ago. We just prevents the gates from sagging. It's been holding up very well. Solid piece of equipment. Definitely recommend something like this or this particular product. You can get them online, just adjust a gate, and they'll adjust to the size that you need. These brackets right here, and put a couple 2x4s in there, and you can slap your fence pickets on there.
Yeah, it looks flimsy, and I didn't believe it at first, but it's really light. The only thing that broke is the turnbuckle. You can see it over here. It rusted, but
that's 20 years of being in the weather.
Yep. But it hasn't sagged at all. It closes fine. It's just the wood is, well, as you can see it's done. All right, so we're gonna get rolling and we'll show you how to get this done. Okay, so instead of using the Sawzall to cut the nails and the screws, we decided to just unscrew them because most of the pickets were held in by exterior type of a screw to make it real fast. They originally, I believe, on this gate when we did it with screws. Whoever built the fence did it with nails, but we screwed these in last time and they held up really well, but it was much faster to just take them out like that. And there were a couple of them that were nailed in, and we just used the hammer to do that. Now, as you can see with the pickets removed, you can see the horizontal 2x4s that go on the top and the bottom. This is what the pickets screw into, and also it helps to square the gate up. So I panic a little bit when I take it loose because I forgot that the 2x4s are actually, while they're not providing support as far as weight support, they do square it up slightly. And there are screws that come up from the bottom on the top and from the top down on the bottom. And you'll see when I finally get this one taken out that the gate will drop a little bit right there, and then I'm kind of panicking because the new piece doesn't fit, but we just had to move it a little bit. Anyway, so besides the screws holding it in on the horizontal bars, you also have a flange on the vertical bar that you will also need to put some screws into. And it's best when you do that to do it from the back side. You can screw it from the top, from the front or the back, and you want to do it from the back side so that it will not interfere with the pickets. But one note, when you do use these, you will need to be pretty precise in your measurement for the wood, because otherwise the gate will be slightly out of square, and it will move quite a bit before you get that piece in there. You can see I just tapped it in with a hammer. But also, I'm sure you already know this, but please, if you could do this, use pressure treated wood. So we're just test fitting it right now. And the pickets that, the original pickets that I used, most of them are original for the 20 years that were there. There's a couple of them that got broke. This area gets a ton of wind in the winter. This is on the kind of the northeast side of the house, so it doesn't get a ton of sun except in the morning. But the weather, as far as the wind, constantly is causing the gate to flex a little bit. So we are almost done with the this portion here. We're just installing the latch, and I just reused the original latch because it was in fine condition. And that latch, I had it actually screwed into the metal portion of the gate, so it would be a little stronger. And we're just lining that up, and we're getting ready to do the pickets themselves. We're going to set a little jig up to get them perfect, and they are perfectly level at the top. And this is the only flat place of any part of the gate.
Y'all want to see some precision? Watch this. That's what the shop does when they come out on a field trip. All right, next we're going to put some pickets up. Oh, we also, this was bowed out a little bit. We manipulated that so it's straight.
All right, so here is the picket portion of the video, and we're putting a 2x4 that's got a little extension on it over the top so that we can make it very, very simple to just put the pickets up there, and they will be perfectly level. They'll be a little long at the bottom, and we'll eventually cut those with the circular saw to get it so the gate swings and doesn't interfere with the grass. That's one of the problems I had last time was the grass wasn't as thick back there, and the left gate swings a little bit towards an elevation, like a little tiny piece of hill. So it would always, I've never, as soon as that grass started getting real thick and growing, this is Bermuda grass, by the way, and it was starting to cause the gate not to be able to open all the way. And I had cut it on the bottom before, but this way it'll be probably never have to cut it again. But you see how fast the pickets are going up. We're just doing it, working as a two-man team here. The pickets are slid all the way, and that horizontal beam that you see, that is temporarily nailed into the post, and it allows for the pickets to all be at the exact same height on the top. And when you stand back, I'll show you a little bit later in the video, it looks like that because there's no handle on the outside, it looks like the gate is just a section of fence. It doesn't look like a gate, which is kind of cool. It's a little bit stealth looking. So we're putting 2 screws basically in the top and 2 screws in the bottom of each picket, and this kind of gives you a really good view right now of before it's trimmed out on the side, what it looks like. It just looks like a piece of fencing, which is really neat.
Oh yeah, this gate has never swung so nice and easy. There we go. I've never been able, well, when we first did the gate 20 years ago, it opened all the way, but as the grass got thicker, it didn't. But real nice.
All right.
All right, now what is this? What is this you're putting in here?
I'm just putting in a second.
That's crazy.
It's going into
a knot?
probably going into a screw. Let's try this one.
Now what is this piece called? And what is it for?
I don't know that I...
Kind of hide, it just hides the...
If you want to say it's a scab, you know, I'm just adding on to it so I can put another cover piece on here to dress this up.
Yeah, that way when you're looking at it from the street, it looks like a one continuous.
You're just trying to box it in and make it look a lot neater.
All right, so the boxing portion of the sides, and this is done just to kind of, when you look at the gate straight on, you will not see the hinges. And I'll show you what this looks like a little bit later, but it just puts a nice finished touch on the sides. It also hides the posts because the gate, since it opens inward, there is a little kick out on the right and left side where the posts are. So it works out real nice. It'll give it a nice finished look. So the couple of the pickets are ripped. The other one I believe was done off camera, but it allows it to fit there and look natural. So when the other pieces are put on, as we're doing this, you will see that it just gives it a nice finished look. Now the wood that we're using is pressure treated pine, and this was obtained from Home Depot. It is not the same wood that we had used originally. I don't know if Home Depot has changed the wood, but it was a little thinner than the original pickets, and you can't tell a difference and you can't feel a difference by just casually looking at it. But time will tell how it holds up. If it holds up for 20 years like the others did, no problem at all. But it'll of course will weather the same as the fence after a couple of years.
All right, so we'll demonstrate. So from back here, once the gate's closed, it basically, when you come back here, it looks like it's just a fence panel. All right, you can open it. And then we took some electrical conduit and drove it in the ground. Yeah. So now it opens all the way like it's supposed to. Excellent. These are the things the shop does on location, like a field trip.
Oh boy.